From the edge of the continent, the shoreline of the central Oregon coast presents breathtaking vistas of miles of protected beaches, with a backdrop of natural beauty, local history and color, outstanding year-round recreation, and temperate climate. Our coastal communities are welcoming places to work and play for increasing numbers of people. Also growing are the needs and numbers of families who have become so deluged with problems, every day is a struggle to keep their families from going under. Though nearly half the jobs in the county's trade and service sectors are tourism-related, these jobs are often seasonal and typically pay non-family wages. Most people don't think of being 1 or 2 paychecks away from homelessness, but that's a reality for some. According to the 2000 census, nearly 24% of all Lincoln County children 5 years old or younger live below federal poverty level. That means that nearly a quarter of them live in families that can't afford a basic family budget. A health crisis or a job layoff is enough to send these families into a tailspin of missed payments and eventual eviction.
All I can say, it was awful. It was miserable. I was not happy at all. And in order to pretend like I was happy, I used drugs, and that didn't get me anywhere.
Ocean, the wind, the rain, and it just don't rain one way. It's just like, I was just like, wow, it's a bone-chilling cold. It's not just a cold, it's a bone-chilling. It goes straight to your bones. First 3 nights I thought I was going to die out on the beach, thinking I was going to freeze to death and not wake up. And so, the only thing that felt like kept me warm was drinking.
You feel very unstable, sad. It's like you don't know what you're going to do from day to day. And it hurts a lot to see that you can't provide for your kids like you should.
We often visualize a homeless person as a single, transient male. In fact, families with children are fast becoming the face of homelessness, with children making up about 39% of the homeless population in Lincoln County. A lack of affordable housing and long waiting lists for housing assistance programs further limit their options. With fewer shelters than urban areas, homeless families in our rural towns and communities are more likely to live in cars and campers or stay with friends and relatives. Advocates for the homeless say their numbers are elusive and underreported. But numbers don't tell the real story of homelessness. People do. Like Tony, who wanted custody of his young son.
I had a drinking problem, so I'd get like a 12-pack or a case, sometimes a couple cases to meet down my friends down there. We'd do a bonfire to keep warm most of the night until we pass out. That was a daily ritual.
Or Jennifer, leaving an abusive relationship after 15 years.
We lived in my friend's garage for about 2 months, and then we moved to the coast. We stayed in a travel trailer for about 5 months, and then we spent about 2 months in a motel.
For parents like Chasta and Stewart, separation from their children was painful.
I was unable to see them or have anything. I had to arrange specific times and everything to see them at my mother's because I was unable to pick them up due to having everything in my car and living out of my car. I didn't have a place to take them or be with them.
It could really just happen to anybody. One moment you're okay, but next minute you make a couple wrong decisions and you just kind of telescope down to nothing.
The lives of persons experiencing homelessness may have started out like ours, but somewhere something went wrong. Maybe they had to decide between going to the doctor or paying the rent and never caught up. Or they made the same poor choices they saw their parents making. Sometimes, drug and alcohol abuse or mental illness knock them down so hard, getting up is more than they can manage on their own. Or, to escape destructive relationships, they made tough decisions for a safer life for themselves and their children. And children bear an unfair proportion of the burden.
Do you know what that means?
Children experiencing homelessness often start their day feeling defeated. Without a place to study, they haven't done their homework. They're embarrassed because they have no school supplies. They're tired if they share a bed or sleep on the couch or floor, and likely to have poor hygiene due to lack of showering facilities. Children without stable housing have higher rates of stomach problems, ear infections, asthma, and speech problems. They experience more mental health problems, and they're 4 times as likely to have delayed development. Any of these conditions is enough to seriously and permanently impact their lives if left untreated. In a world where we value and protect our beaches for future generations, what can we do to protect the most vulnerable members of our communities? The supporters of Samaritan House believe that people experiencing homelessness can be empowered to turn their lives around. Samaritan House offers a life-changing program designed to identify and teach missing or inadequate skills needed to live an independent life. Their goal is to break the cycle of homelessness, to give children a better chance of being productive adults.
The goal of Samaritan House is to help families achieve self-sufficiency and stable housing. The original shelter was founded in 1988. It had 3 bedrooms and no cooking facilities. Meals were brought in by volunteers. And in 1999, we added longer-term transitional shelter. And in 2003, we moved into our newly remodeled facility, which is the former Tides Inn Motel. At this time, we are the only homeless family shelter on the Central Oregon coast, and we serve families with children under the age of 18.
A referral can be made either by the applicant or by another agency, but the program begins and ends with a relationship established between the client and the case manager. Using a needs assessment tool, the case manager determines the fit of the program to the needs of the applicant.
By identifying and rating each family's barriers to success, as well as their strengths, Samaritan House is able to identify those families in greatest needs, as well as the ones who are most likely to succeed as a Samaritan House resident.
When I came and did the intake, she told me about how they were going to help me get my life back together and structured and organized the way I needed to. And I knew that I needed that.
During their time at Samaritan House, I continued to meet with them regularly to monitor their progress and modify their goals. Because structure and stability has been absent from their lives for so long due to homelessness, at Samaritan House we really stress the need for structured and scheduled activities.
During the first 30 days of assistance, residents begin the process of regaining control of their lives. In this initial period of emergency shelter, the focus is on providing the basic necessities for the family. Parents must look for work, get on the public housing list, gather landlord references, deal with health care and mental health issues, and locate child care. Family counseling strengthens the entire family.